Welcome everyone to the Solution Podcast, and today we've got a very special guest who's been here before, my brother Rashid. And the topic today, guys, this was your idea, Rashid. This was your idea.
Yeah. I thought, why not, man?
To be honest with you, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, you know what, that's actually a good topic, you know, because I can't even believe this is a question. Guys, listen, today we are talking about. Yeah, today we are talking about who comes first. Yeah, who comes first? Pause. Who comes first, the mother or the wife? Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Who comes first, the mother or the wife? I've got my own opinion on it. It might differ from yours, Rashid.
I have a feeling it might be the same. I'm not sure. I have a feeling it'll be the same.
Yeah? What do you think? Who comes first, the wife or the mother?
The wife comes first. The wife comes first.
Okay, why?
First of all, I understand that the mother raises you. You created a bond. She raises you to be more independent. And she wants you to leave the nest, get yourself a family.
Yeah.
And so, once you get married, me now, as a son, I'm creating my own family right now. And now, I have to prioritize my wife now. I need to look after her because at the end of the day, she's going to be carrying my children. Yeah. We're going to be raising a family together. I have to look after her because while we got married, it was her father that gave her away to me because he's done his job raising her and he's passing the baton to me. And me as a husband, I need to look after her. I need to cherish her. Yes, I love my mum, always.
But you're saying it as if your mum would have something against your duties as a man. Because everything that you're describing is what your duty is supposed to be as a man, right?
Definitely.
Exactly. Taking care of your wife, taking care of your children, working hard, and so on and so forth. I'm sure your mother wouldn't interfere when it comes to that.
Personally,
right?
she wouldn't. I'm talking about in general. Like
what?
Well, for example, all mothers, all parents should want something best for their kids. Yes. They wouldn't want to wrap their hands around their kids and say, no, you look after me now. I raised you, you're looking after me now. Forget about your wife and husband. That shouldn't be like that. Because at the end of the day, if I become a parent, I got my wife to look after. And then once my kids grow up, I'll tell them, don't worry about your mother. Don't worry about me. You look after your family. This is your family now. Don't worry about me. Because I'm here as a husband to look after your mother, my wife.
Are you saying that's what your mother would say to you?
Well, personally?
No, not personally. Not personally. In general, do you think that's what mothers would say to their sons? That they need to look after them first before they look after their wives and children?
Well, it's mostly single mothers that will say that.
Sorry?
It's mostly single mothers that will say that.
Mostly single mothers?
Single mothers, will say you have to look after me before your wife. Because if the mothers have their husbands, they wouldn't be telling the child, oh, you have to look after me. Because they'd be telling their husbands, no, you're looking after me now. They didn't want to tell their children that. But if you're a single mother...
I almost forgot that we live in a single mother culture. I almost forgot.
You've forgotten all that?
Oh, my days, man.
So what is your opinion then? Why am I doing all the talking? I don't want to... Hey, what you got to say?
Oh, no. What I got to say, the mother comes first every time. I come from an African culture. We are taught to respect our elders. There is no single mothers in that type of culture. It's very much patriarchal. It's very much God, father, mother, son. That's the order, that's the structure, that's the way it works. And we don't abandon our mothers or fathers when they get old. We take care of them, while at the same time take care of our wives, our children, and so on and so forth, because that's the duty of a man. So, you know, we come from that biblical saying, honor your father and your mother. Do you see what I'm saying? And that means for life. That means always, all the time. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why the mother always comes first. Because, I mean, think about it. Who raised you? Your mother and your father, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They raised you first. right? So they would know, they would have your best interests at heart more than anyone else. That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's the power. That's the structure right there. They wouldn't want something bad to happen to you. They wouldn't wish bad on you. They wouldn't. I mean,
why would they?
unless they don't love you, you know. So this is why they come first, because they raised me. They want the best for me, and they know better than me because they have lived longer.
Yeah,
they have experienced more. So of course they would want what's best for me, and I would trust their counsel. I would trust their advice. I would trust my mother's advice, my mother's counsel, because I know where she comes from. I know what, you know, she raised the family.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
So and when my wife, she's supposed to honor my mother. Just, I mean, like,
nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
just like when my son gets married, you know, his wife is supposed to honor my wife.
No, there's definitely honor. There's definitely honor. I understand that. Yes, you respect your elders. There's no taking away from that. Of course, even now, I will still look after my mama. Of course, I still help her out if she needs me.
But that means I understand that. But that means she comes first. She's older. She comes first. Respect your elders, Rashid. She comes first.
Listen, respect earned, all right?
Respect your elders.
Respect
earned. Hold on. Your wife, okay? And that's not you personally, but of course, the way I see, according to how I view things, my wife comes under me. Okay, so if I honor my mother and if I respect my mother, it's her job to always put my mother first. Do you see what I'm saying? But I work. But the way I see things, I have a structure to how I see things, to how I believe the natural things, how, you know, the natural world works. You know, there's a law to it. You know, God, man, woman, child. Do you see what I'm saying? So when the woman comes to me, she has to honor, because I'm the one who has to support her. I'm the one who has to go out there and so on and so forth. She has to honor that kind of hierarchy.
Sorry, that's not gonna work now. But I know, trust me, I hear what you're saying, but it's not gonna work now these days.
What are you saying? Just because it won't work now, we should just give in?
No, I'm saying because people lack respect.
People like what?
Well, single women.
Don't you want a world? Sorry. Don't you want a world where people show respect?
Definitely.
Don't you want to go back to that world where there was respect, there was family, there was structure?
I'm just saying
order?
People lack respect these days. Yeah, people don't respect each other anymore. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect their husbands. They don't respect their duties. Yeah, to be a wife or a husband. They don't respect their elders. We lack respect in this society these days.
So the way I see it is, that's even more like that's when we need to do that even more. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, because people lack respect, we need to respect even. You know, we need to show that respect even more, because respect is lacking and respect is good. If you carry on in this path of, okay, everyone is disrespectful, so what, we're just going to carry on as such? Because then we won't have a world, will we? We won't have a family. So because people are so disrespectful these days, because we don't live in that world anymore, that's, to me, that's more of an incentive to create that world. That's the way I see it. You see what I'm saying?
But would you want your father to prioritize your mother, like look after her, cherish her, till death do us part? You get what I'm saying? Because that's what we should be looking at, you know? Because, well, you want your father to look after your mother, right?
That's his duty.
Yeah, and that's his duty to prioritize his wife over his own mother.
No. He prioritizes the mother over the wife.
Well, listen, there has been a lot of divorces just because because men prioritize the mothers over their wives and girlfriends. There's been a lot of split up. Yes, I know you're going to say that you only get one mother in the world. Yes, you do get one mother. But at the end of the day, once you lose that mother, what are you going to have? You have no one.
Once you lose your mother, of course, your wife, you know, she takes that role. And when your kids grow up, guess what? I hope that they prioritize you know, the mother over the wife.
No, I'm saying that there's been a lot of divorces just because men prioritize the mothers over their wives. So let's say, they do divorce and the mother is gone, for example. Who's it going to have? Nobody.
Rashid, that's not the reason for most of the divorces.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about this particular topic, okay? Let's not talk about something else.
Rashid, it's irreconcilable differences. Basically, women are divorcing men because they're bored, because they don't believe in duty. They want to be happy. You know, they don't want to do their job. You know.
I can't disagree with you with that one.
Sorry,
I can't.
But that's, you know, financial reasons, and you know, even when you look at the primary reason for divorces, I mean, but look around the world. Most people, I mean, without going into too much into divorces, because I've got a second question for you, or second talking point. Without going too much into divorces, it's just like, let's say the financial reason is the primary reason for divorces, right? It's really irreconcilable differences, but go around the world, people are poor.
Yeah,
people live in shanty towns, and they have a nuclear family. They have a whole family. They get married. They have a whole family. They stay together till the rest of their lives, and they don't have. They are nowhere near the lifestyle that we enjoy today.
Oh, we are lucky. We're spoiled. We're lucky.
So you know, and let's not forget, women initiate 80% of those divorces. So it's not men. You know, it's not men. But hold on a second. What instances do you think is right for the wife to come first then?
Well, like I said earlier, she's got to be carrying your child. So, of course, you need to look after her regardless. And her duty would be raising your kids. Well, us men, we go out there, we work hard, and we provide for them. We provide and we protect them. And, of course, like I said again, their father gave away to their daughters to us. Let me
rephrase that question. What I really meant is, what instances do you think it's right for the wife to come first over the mother? When is it right for the wife to come first over the mother?
When is it right?
Yeah, when is it right? You look lost.
Just because I never thought that question, and that's a good question.
When is it right for the wife to come, you know, first over the mother? Because we need to kind of like, because we are asking the question, right?
Yeah,
who comes first, right? But we have to kind of describe some instances where it's like, yeah, in this case, the wife should come first over the mother. In that case, the mother should come first. You just said, me personally, I think the mother always comes first, regardless. And the wife has to always be subservient and obedient to the mother all the time.
Yeah, because I did have that conversation with a lot of people before coming here, and I've been getting a lot of mixed reaction.
What's your reaction?
My reaction? Oh, well, I was flabbergasted when I had a couple of people, I'm not going to say where and who, but they believe your mother should come first.
Yes.
And and they believe my mother comes first, and they were hounding me. They were on my case, and not in a bad way, but you know, they give me the reason why. The way they articulate it is just mind blowing. But then there were other people as well who's on my side. They agree that she should be wife first, because at the end of the day, you want to build them, you grow up with them, and it's majority of people were on my side. So I'm surprised that.
But look at the majority. Look at the world we live in. Families are not really working out.
No, definitely.
Look, okay. Let me ask you a question, right? All right, you're driving, right? And,
I know where it's going.
I know. And you're about to pick up your mother and your wife. Who sits on the front seat?
Ask it.
Who sits on the front seat?
Wow. Well, in my experience,
I'll tell you what I think.
Well, in my experience, I mean, my mum does sit at the back. I mean, she does. I mean, listen, don't. No, listen, I don't hate my mother.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't even hear that. Man.
Well, I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes she does sit at the back, and I have my wife at the front. I don't have my wife at the back. My wife sits at the front with me because we are a unit. We are units. So we are a team.
I'm a bit uncomfortable, man.
So. Well, I'm sorry, but you made me uncomfortable earlier, so I'm coming back at you.
Wow.
Nah, look, but if she does listen, and if my mum does sit at the front and my wife sits at the back, it's not a big deal either.
Rashid, do you want to take that back?
No, because whenever I drive a car and her mother comes in the car, her mother sits at the back as well, and my wife sits at the front with me. Oh. It's not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way. You look at it like we are abandoning the mothers. We talking like we are we are hating them. No, we still love our mothers regardless. Nah, I do most of the time. My mom sits at the back.
You know what loving your mother means? She sits at the front. I'll tell you my personal experience. My mom sits at the front, unless she decides otherwise. But it has to be her decision. But when I don't even need to say nothing to my missus.
You don't need to. It goes without saying. You're the man of action.
She gets up naturally. She does it naturally. Gets up, goes in the back. My mom sits at the front. You know, it's the hierarchy. It's the hierarchy. We respect our elders. We honor our mother and father. You know, they come first because they the ones who raised us. They the ones who everything we know, the impact, the negative impact that comes with not having your parents around, not having your biological parents there raising you. Okay, the negative impact on children is huge. Now, if you think about it, because right now we are suffering, we've got a whole, a lot of children that are not being raised, by both parents, right? So it's like when you have both parents, you come from that structure, that nuclear family structure. I mean, I don't know, maybe because I came from Angola, so it's different for me. But like the way I look at it is, it's like it's that. Respect your elders, honor your father and your mother culture, and we always look up to our elders to learn more from, because they taught us everything we know. So we have to pay due respect. So that's where we are coming from. That's where I'm coming from anyway. So you still haven't answered the question though.
Which one?
What instances? Actually, you did. You said, with the car situation. Your wife sits at the front and your mother sits in the back.
But here's an irony, and I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here because I did say that to my missus before, and I did say that I would rather her or myself prioritize her father more than me. Like, if we are in a family, if we are having a family dinner, I told her, serve him first.
Absolutely.
Because I respect him more. I look up to him.
Yes, Rashid.
That's why. No. I said that.
Yes.
Listen.
Finally.
Listen, I know I'm contradicting myself. I know I'm being a hypocrite or whatever you want to call it. I know, but
you are contradicting yourself. You are being a hypocrite. Let me just make sure you.
But on the other side as well, I do look up to her father. I do respect the man highly. Whatever happens, I make sure I look up to him first. I ask him first. That's what I do. And yes, so that's why I'm conflicting myself. Is because when it comes to fathers, I see them as kings.
So don't you think the same applies to?
Yeah, see,
to the wife and mother dynamic.
You see. Huh? Now, for a very, very long time, I did have your view. Like, I did have your view very, very long time.
A long time. You still have my view. You just said it.
No, yeah, but okay, yeah, but in terms of mothers, when I didn't have anyone, when I was single, like, I always look up to my mom. I always like rely on her. That was just me, just because I had nobody. But since I met my wife 5 years ago, 5 years anniversary, by the way. since I met her 5 years ago.
To you, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you.
Since I met her 5 years ago,
things changed.
Things changed. A lot has changed. I felt like that.
Including this?
Yeah, I felt like I had a duty, like, to just look after her.
What?
Look after her. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. Yes,
your mother would be upset with you if you didn't look after her.
I'm not a mother's boy though.
Huh?
I'm not a mama's boy.
You got nothing to do with nothing.
My mum wouldn't want me to be alone. She would listen. If I was a father, if I become a father, I want to make sure the kids have somebody to look after them. And if I die, I'll die a happy man.
What has that got to do with mothers coming first?
I'm just saying.
And wives coming second as they should. What has that got to do with anything? You already agree when it comes to fathers.
I know, and that's why I'm saying I'm conflicted. I'm not going to deny that.
There.
I'm not denying that.
I'm trying to change you right now.
Yeah,
indeed.
So that's So but right now, you know, I'm like I said before, I may have a change of view later on. I'm not sure, but for now. For now, you know, I'll do what I can for my wife, and
no one is saying you're not supposed. Your mother would not be. Your mother would disapprove if you were not out there, taking care of your wife and so on and so forth. So no one is. That has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with you taking care of your wife. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what your mother would have taught you to do. That's what your father would have taught you to do. To respect your wife and take care of her. That's what nuclear families usually do to children. That's the view that you know. That's what they teach them. You know, unless they grow up in single mother households. That's different.
That's me then, isn't it? Huh? That's me then.
Oh, well, congratulations. You came out a bit different. There are exceptions. You obviously are the exception. All right, fantastic. But for the majority, it doesn't always turn out like that, brother.
Yeah, I know.
So we can't, you know, we can't be talking about exceptions here. The point is, The point is, you taking care of your wife has nothing to do with. In fact, that's something that your mother would want you to do. And that's why she deserves that respect. That's why it's honorable for your wife to sit in the back while the mother sits in the front. That's why.
My mom's gonna love you. My mom's gonna love you. Once you meet her, she will.
Exactly. She knows what I'm saying is God's honest truth. She knows this because that's exactly what should happen. But I don't know. I've noticed, and this goes into my next talking point. Guys, we've got a reaction as well for you guys here.
I have another question for you later on. But
but this one actually cracks me up. This reaction here.
Okay,
what's her name again? Emily, right?
Yeah.
Emily's a control freak.
Hold on. So the mother-in-law called her a pig.
Yes.
Why? Because I would love to know why. What was the reason for calling her a pig?
Who cares? That's in the past. Maybe she didn't like her.
She didn't like it what she saw.
It doesn't matter. The thing is, you see, back in the days, right? And I want to bring this up because I think she's quite controlling, and she doesn't let go of the past. She thinks. I mean, she actually has the audacity to ask the mother to apologize to her.
You know when you said that we should respect our elders, and I said respect is earned. So if my missus' parents called me, I don't know, a dog or a player, whatever, and I don't like it,
you're gonna tough.
Yeah. So if they disrespect me,
people are too sensitive these days. If you want that to be with that person, you have to accept that. Listen, parents have already earned their respect. Do you understand? They already raised the child. They've been in the world. They've had those experiences. They went through ups and downs. They've earned their respect. You know, back in the days, it was the parents that chose who. Let's say I was interested in a woman back in the days. It's not like today. You know, you sleep with them a whole bunch of time, and then you come to, you know, then you go to the parent and so on and so forth. It's not like today, right? Back in the days, if I was interested in a woman, I would have to go and speak to the father first.
Yeah.
and it would be the father who would basically decide whether he likes me or doesn't like me. And he of course he would allow his daughter to kind of, give it to, but he would say, listen, I don't like this guy. I don't think you should marry this guy. The father and the mother would make that decision. Okay? Ever since the nuclear family has disappeared, all right? What do we have? More broken homes than ever. What we have? Marriages have declined. What do we have? Because women obviously can't choose husbands. So she was basically highlighting a fault, one of her faults, which is she is controlling to such an extent, she's so full of herself to such an extent that she actually wants the mother of the man that she wants to be married to apologize to her. It's the mother that should accept you.
Man, you feel so strong about that.
Yes, it's the mother that should accept you. My mother's told me straight up in the past, that girl there, no. No.
Yeah, okay, fine. Your parents can't say no, they don't like him.
I don't care how you feel about her. I don't care what it is. No, she's not good. Get rid of her.
All right, fine. Simple. No, that's fine. But you shouldn't insult them by calling them a pig, for example. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. To me, I think it's more disrespectful trying to get the mother to apologize to her. I find that more disrespectful.
Well,
because first of this is what I'm saying about respecting elders. We are not in the same category here. Do you see what I'm saying?
I grew up too much in the Western world, mate.
Exactly. She wants to be married to that man. She wants the mother to accept. And she goes up there with all her entitlement, saying, you know what? I still want you to apologize for something that happened 6 months ago.
Was it that long ago?
Hold on a second. Wow. The mother is looking at it like, marriage is about duty. What if something happens between you and my son, and let's say he says something to you that you don't like? Is he gonna have to keep getting on his knees and apologize to you? Yeah, man. Listen. Human beings, first of all, human beings are not perfect. We all hurt each other. We are all imperfect. All right. Okay, but it's because of this idea of equality, in my opinion. Sorry, bro, I've been talking too long. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. No, fine. No, fine. No, because,
it's this idea of equality, and there's no longer respect for elders. There's no hierarchy anymore. There's nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? This is where she's come from. That's the world that she's coming from. And the world that the mother's coming from is, no, you're coming to that family. You want that family to accept you into their family.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And the fact that she holds on to things, that's a real problem. She holds on. You can tell that she holds on to things. You can tell.
Yeah, because in my experience, well, of course, I want to have approval from my wife's parents. Obviously I have to impress them. Not try, because I'm just being me. And I was more looking forward to meeting her father, because I see him as the man of the house. So I wanted acceptance from him more than anyone else, because I see him as a king. So I do understand that. And that is respect. Make sure you listen to him.
Yeah.
Wherever he says goes. And I will accept it. If it means going out with his daughter, I'll do that.
In this scenario, maybe the father has passed away. When the father's passed away, then the mother is the one who makes that decision. But usually it's the father. In my case, my daughter isn't going nowhere. My son isn't marrying anyone. My daughter isn't marrying anyone. Like, there's no such. They're gonna have to come to the house and talk to me first.
I was gonna ask you actually. Next question.
Yeah.
Your wife or your kids?
What do you mean, my wife or my kids?
Who do you prioritize more first, out of the wife and kids?
We both prioritize the kids.
You both of them at the same time?
Yeah. In what, like, you have to give me like an example or something.
In general, because I know
me and my wife will both die for my kids.
Oh yeah, definitely
for our kids. So, are you saying in terms of like disciplining them?
No, not in terms of that. Okay.
In terms of that, my wife comes first.
Wow.
My wife comes first in terms of that.
No, because I had a chat with a few people, who were men who got kids, and they accepted, that the mother will prioritize their kids more than their husbands because they carried life, they give birth to them, and of course, the mother's gonna love the child more than their father. That's the reality they go through. Because
the
that's
mother should always prioritize the father over the kids.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, really? You do you actually believe that?
Yes, absolutely.
The mother should prioritize the father more than the kids.
Because it's our duty to raise our children well. So you have to be bro, relationships is about duty. It's not about how we feel.
I understand that, but it's a duty to prioritize.
Remember the reason why we even came together in the first place. Why we even it's not, you know what I mean? Like, we came together so we can have children, so we can have a legacy. That's what family's about. But that legacy is what we want to raise. So you have to prioritize. When, like, for example, I can't prioritize my child's opinion over my.
No, okay, not that. Okay, then fine. Okay.
It's like, I want to eat chocolate, Daddy, and my mom and mom said no. Okay, son. Okay, my daughter. You know what? You go and eat that chocolate. Like, you go and eat that ice cream. Like, that doesn't make sense, bro. Of course, I'm gonna prioritize my wife's opinion over my kids.
Yeah, maybe I should rephrase my question.
But the priority is the kids. But when I say the priority is the kids, what I really mean is, in terms of actually raising them, that's, the priority is the kids.
Well, I was saying the wife first, just because the wife's duty is to raise the kids, make sure that they are, nurtured, you cook and clean for them, all right? Yeah. And, if anything happens to the mother, then of course we have to step up as fathers to raise the kids. Yeah. So I'll say, yes, I'll prioritize my wife, because if my wife's good, the kids will be good.
That's right.
So that's why I meant, prioritize your wife over the kids in terms of that. Duty. That's what I mean.
That's why most single mothers do such a bad job, because they don't have that backbone. They don't have that backbone, which is the father. They don't have that back. Let me tell you something. Raising a child is stressful.
Oh yeah. Well,
I feel for any mother that has to raise a child by herself. It is stressful. I don't wish that on any woman.
No, 100%.
Believe you me,
100%.
It's literally, it will do your head in. You need that father there to put, because those children will test your patience. Children are not easy, bro. They are disobedient. They don't listen. You have to continually repeat the same thing. You have to discipline them. You have to you have to take care of them, like, in every way. Teach them everything, and if you can understand that, then if you understand that level of stress that comes with that, with doing something like that consistently, non-stop, all the time. Yeah, it's not something you can take a break from. The only time you take a break from that is if the father says, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to take the children away." Then she'll be able to breathe. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise, when they go to sleep, that's when she'll be able to breathe. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But even then, she has to get everything ready for the next day, and so on and so forth. Wake them up, and then they start running around the house.
That's a 24-hour job.
Because you have to discipline them, you have to raise them. So if you don't have that father there, it's an impossible job. So when I say that about single mothers, it's not necessarily a dig, it's because I understand what it takes to actually raise a child, and it's not easy, bro. It is not easy. But I do have a question for you.
Go on then.
Now, I'm trying to make a comparison between, like, historically how things were to how things are today in the modern day world, right?
All right.
Okay. So historically, this wouldn't even be a question. Who comes first, the mother or the wife? It wouldn't even be a question. Let's be honest.
Fair enough, yeah.
It wouldn't even be a question. The mother always comes first. The mother always comes first. What happened?
What happened?
What happened? Because no. First, do we agree that historically this wouldn't even be a question?
I agree. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? Why is this even a question today?
Well, I don't know what answer you're looking for.
I'm not looking for any answer. I'm looking for your answer.
What happened, back in the days when people respect the elders regardless what they say.
Yeah.
Nuclear family.
Yeah, they pay their dues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. And today, well, people are just becoming more selfish. They are starting to walk away from, religion. Feminism is growing. And
I agree with your answer, bro. That's what happened. Feminism happened.
That's the only thing I can think of. And sadly, in your eyes, I'm part of the one that's been affected because, like I said, I prioritize my wife over my mother. And
that is a mistake, my brother.
Yes. Okay, stop it now. And of course, I was raised, and of course, my mom raised me by herself. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what it's like to have a father figure. I don't know what it's like to be a man. Because I even told my mom, she's done the best she can, and I thank her for it. But she couldn't teach me how to be a man, which is a fact.
Women can't teach men how to be men,
and she knows that. She accepts it. She's not taking it personally.
And I don't think any woman should be judged for that.
Yeah, definitely. I never had a father who raised me to be who I am, so I had to find a lot of things the hard way. I have to figure things out by myself. I myself relied on my mom too much.
May I just say you've done a great job, bro. You're married. You obviously have a woman that loves you.
It took a while for me to believe in that.
Well, most guys don't even get there.
Yeah, I mean, I did question why guys who were raised by single mothers become the way they are. But then I realized that I'm the exception, but it doesn't make the rule. Yeah. The majority goes to prison. Mm-hmm. They run wild. Even recently, I don't know if you heard, go to Office Street and break glass shops.
Bro, check the statistics, man.
It's terrible. And
the last thing you want, sorry to interrupt, the last thing you want is this doesn't apply to all men, that obviously doesn't apply to you. But for the majority, I'm sorry to say, they are unstable because they never had that discipline, that authority figure in their lives. And the last thing you want is an emotional man that can't control his emotions. That's dangerous. We can put up with a woman being emotional, but a man being emotional, that's dangerous.
Yeah, well, that used to be me a long time ago. That used to be me. I used to have emotions. I was to be, feminine, trying to please everyone, trying to be nice. I never had that masculine trait. Took me a while to get there. But so I want to make sure that I want to pass that down to my nephew and hopefully my future son.
Exactly, your legacy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, I become more of a masculine man than feminine man, whatever.
Bro, as long as you're aware of it, you can do something about it.
Oh, definitely.
That's really all it is. As long as you're aware of it, you can do something about it. But to me, what happened is feminism. Feminism has happened. Feminism has destroyed the nuclear family. They have put things in place that has allowed the nuclear family to be destroyed, that allowed men. Marriages have declined. Ever since the 1960s, it has been 70s, it has been steadily declining. And it's funny, it was right after the legalization of abortion and the legalization of the pill. I actually did some research on how the pill came about. I think it was a woman called Catherine McCormick or something like that. She was a heiress. Basically, she married a rich man, and he died, and she inherited all that money. And then what she did is she found a feminist called Margaret Sanger.
And, yes, I remember that name.
Yeah, she's bad. She's the founder of Planned Parenthood.
Yes, she is. The devil.
And do you know what she did? She went and found. She was hired by this woman and funded by this woman, and she was hired to go out and find scientists to create the pill. All right. But anyways, I say this, and that's when the first contraceptive pill. Now, why would you create that? You'd create that because you want women to be promiscuous. And then, of course, the pill isn't enough. People are not going to be that responsible. So what you have is 5 years later, I think. Yeah, 5 or 6 years later, you get the abortion, the legalization of abortion. And then 1970s hit or comes around. And ever since 1970s, marriages have been declining. Okay, so feminism to me is responsible for why this is even a question. Okay, because if we were going by tradition, religion, if we're going by how things have always, in a sense, worked all throughout human history, then the mother would always come first, and the wife would always be submissive to the mother. And once the mother passes away, then the wife kind of takes that title, and then when the son comes, brings a woman into, she has to show respect to the mother, and it makes sense because they've done the work first. But since we don't have families anymore because of everything that I said about feminism and everything that they put in place that has managed to destroy the nuclear family completely, ever since then. Then I could see why this question would even be a question. But historically speaking, this wouldn't even be a question before 19. This wouldn't even be a question. Like you couldn't go to where I was born and raised and ask that question. That would be literally crazy.
I think it's still happening like right now.
Yeah, it's still there. If you go around the world, yeah. But feminism is spreading all over the world. It's becoming more prevalent. All over, trust me, bro. Trust me. Even in Africa, it's spreading out there as well. Bro, this device here is the devil. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But anyways, So I need to know what your solution is, bro. In regards to this topic. We always have to finish with the solution. What is your solution to this issue? Who comes first, mother or or wife?
Well, I can't find a solution, but just find the roots of the problem. Like you said, why have we come to that question? Why are we asking this question? And
after everything I told you?
Yeah. The only solution I can give is just watch this show, like it, share it, all right, spread it around the world, let people learn from you and then find out for yourself. Because, like I said earlier, I'm still conflicted because I did say I prioritize the father over myself. But I said I prioritize my wife over the mother. So
you contradicted yourself.
Yes, I am. Yeah, so maybe don't listen to me.
I think they need to listen to you so that they start listening to me after. But no. The point I'm saying, me personally, I think the solution to me is to go back to how things have always worked. The mother coming first has always been the natural way, the normal way all throughout human history. So to me, we need to go back to that. We need to go back to because that idea, mother coming first, comes from having nuclear families, comes from marriage, it comes from having big families and so on, comes from having legacy, coming from having something that, like what you said, that's not selfish. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you live for more than just yourself. You know what I mean? It comes from all of that. So to me, the solution is to go back to that rather than where we are right now, because, boy.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, man, listen, man, we're gonna wrap this show up, guys. Listen, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Listen, no comment is a bad comment. Okay, hurt our feelings. We don't care. As long as you're interacting and sharing it, that's all that matters. Salute to you guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace and love, people.
Peace and love, people.